We've been doing some stuff with The Guardian the last year or so and having a great time, and we were just so happy to have Marke Bieschke, the executive editor, here to chit-chat and talk about the newspaper biz and how it is in modern day.
Well, the biggest issue now is gentrification, of course, and our perception is that all the clubs are closing, all the live venues are closing with cold music, and it's being replaced by all this like young, clone bars. Is this really what's happening, or what's going on?
Well, I think definitely gentrification is a big thing, and there's obviously San Francisco is changing a lot. I think we can see it in a lot of areas, and I think it's from a diverse number of sources. I mean, obviously there's kind of an infusion of people with money who don't necessarily have an investment in culture, and I think the big debate right now for us is who is able to participate in a community? Is it someone who gives back to the community? Is it someone who's participated in a community for a number of years? Or is it someone who has money to be able to come in and buy themselves into that community? And so I think that's a lot of things that we're seeing right now is kind of someone who has money versus someone who's actually invested time, artistic kind of evolution, dedicating themselves to kind of uplifting the community in terms of politics and arts, culture. So I think that's kind of the main point right now. But it's not just the money that's flowing in. I think we're seeing just a number of things that are happening in San Francisco. I can kind of relate it to your past guests right now. For instance, we just had Sebastian Keys from Kink. Kink's going through a big transformation right now. Obviously, San Francisco has this amazing thing right now where they have a castle to Kink in the middle of them right now. However, there's a bill before the state assembly that might require condoms in porn.
And I heard goggles?
I'm sorry, and goggles? Perhaps goggles. I don't think goggles are a thing yet. But that may drive Kink out of the city.
Which would be a crying shame. I'd have to move with them.
I mean, I live on Polk Street, and I'm just like looking at it like I went there because I love all the weirdos and the trans world and and all this. And it's and it used to be when I walked from Lower Polk up to the Cinch, people would want to take their pictures with me. And now I'm hearing things like, "Oh, you fucking faggot," and "That's a fucking guy," and it's just like, and it's like the question is this.
No one should have to.
Yeah, and the question is the issue of money coming in and destroying culture inevitable? Is there anything? Is any city in the world stopped it, or allowed it to create a more balanced?
That's a wonderful question, and I think that's a really big question, and I think it's up to us to kind of just hang in there, and we have to
about hanging in.
That's hammering your message up. You just have to be yourself. Go out there and be a freak. The wonderful part about the money that's coming in San Francisco is that a lot of it is coming from tech, and tech does have a wonderful history of freaks. I mean, freaks and geeks started tech. Even though I disagree with kind of the libertarian government viewpoint, the libertarian social viewpoint is very ingrained in tech, and they love to accept people who are different, who have come from a different place, as long as you have something to contribute on that.
And I feel like
level.
if you're putting it out there, number one, in times of stress, when things are going on, I mean, it's those times like the Bush years, when all the artists come together and have something to fight against, it gives them something to perform and create something
then
about.
We can come together.
Because if everybody gets along, sometimes that doesn't create the art.
Sometimes people get lazy on that. Yes, I mean, there is definitely a case to be made about art can thrive under repression, under oppression. But also, I think just being yourself, and San Francisco is the one place where you can still be yourself, and if people are going to call you the names, they're going to call you whatever their ignorant asses are going to call you, you can hold your head up high and you can go, you know what, I have the support of a community here.
You can. I mean, but I wonder, these tech people that we're talking about, can you tell, are they engaging with The Guardian? Are they reading it? Are they, are they engaging the community? Or are they sitting there writing code while surfing porn?
No. I think, I can't really generalize about tech people in general. And I mean, I'm part of the tech community. We have a website.
So are we tech.
That's how we make our money. Bruce Wayne by day, Batgirl by night.
Miss Maria. And I think kind of the argument about like tech people versus this, tech people versus that is a bit of a red herring because there's so many outliers.
It creates a story.
It creates a story that people are very excited about on a national level, very excited about on a global level. But I mean, there's so many other players in the drama that's happening in San Francisco right now. There's landlords, there's lawyers,
who are all playing off that.
And you know what? There's still a bunch of wonderful people who are moving here with nothing to their name, but they just buy into the wonderful dream that is San Francisco. They want to be themselves.
They just got to raise that $2,000 a month rent.
It's scary, and I mean, it kills me that about a third of our homeless are gender questioning, are also identify as LGBT. They've come here to like believe in the dream that is
San Francisco, the home of the freaks, and acceptance of everybody.
Exactly, but every time that I'm on Facebook or on Twitter and I hear these like wonderful tales of like someone found a couch that they can surf on so they can do their drag show, or a musician is like found a floor to sleep on so they can do this, and they've eventually worked up to an apartment. I mean, those things are still happening, and it's important for us not to be clouded by this narrative that everyone wants you to be excited about tech people versus art.
Well, because it's easy to create that.
Yeah, exactly.
That battle, and people can like, oh, winners, losers.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you start adding like sports things to the reality of it, because life's not a sports event.
Well, yeah, sure.
Well, here's the problem. I love the transsexual bar divas, right? And 8 years ago when I moved here, you would meet so many people there. You know, it was amazing. People, filmmakers from Norway, just all these people curious. And now the place is dead.
Well, I met a very nice tumbleweed when I was there last time.
So it's like, you're looking at it going, the internet seems to be good for people who live outside the city, but bad for people who live in the city.
That's true. But I mean, I think there may be a narrative there. There might be a narrative there. Gay clubs were considered all but dead, probably 2006, 2007. The internet killed gay clubs. Gay clubs were closing everywhere. Leather bars were closing. Then suddenly the young people discovered they wanted this retro feeling of actually going out and meeting people. They fetishized it. Yeah, people like Bus Station John, Honey Sound System. They created entire networks of clubs kind of digging into this retro feeling of going out and cruising. And perhaps maybe the trans community can kind of find a way to do that. It's like, where can you go out and meet a good old-fashioned person in the flesh who embodies your fantasy?
And we can make it happen.
Okay, exactly.
I'll do a trans meetup. Anybody want to?
.com.
So it sounds like perfect. Transmeetup.com. Get the URL. But it sounds like that's interesting. So things go through cycles, and it sounds like like give me one thing that you are really excited and positive about the future, and one thing you're really worried about.
Here in San Francisco.
Here in San Francisco, right now, I really feel like the balance has fallen into people suddenly realizing the culture of San Francisco is at stake and wanting to bring it. They want to bring what they have to people who have formerly been observers, who've been sitting on the sidelines and saying like, oh, isn't this sad that this neighborhood liquor store closed? Oh, isn't it sad we heard about this family being evicted that we didn't know 3 doors down the street? Oh my gosh, this gay space, this queer space is in trouble. They're suddenly being activated, and they're finding a voice, and they're realizing that the power of San Francisco is behind them, that they can engage in a cultural dialogue about these things. They don't just have to sit back and be passive. And I find that, in the beginning it was like, oh my gosh, all these weirdos, or not all these weirdos, like 5 weirdos are protesting Google buses. What the hell are they doing? Like that was the narrative 2 years ago. Now it's like, oh my gosh, this is a San Francisco thing.
Do you think there will be something going on in the next election that's going to reflect the way that people feel about San Francisco presently? Is there going to be like a big backlash?
I hope so. I don't think it's reached unfortunately, I don't think it's reached the political level yet. I find a lot of the supervisors who are up for re-election are running pretty much unopposed, which is always a sad thing for democracy and for San Francisco. So anybody out there, please run against the supervisors.
And also, if you're mad about something,
Miss Flynn, you do it. Okay.
A lot of people on Facebook, they say, I'm going to leave the city, it's been done, and then you're like, okay, where are you going to go? Like to Idaho? That's the way to get them to be quiet, really. And the truth is, like you said, where else are you going to go? At least if you're here, we have a high concentration of people. If you want it hard enough, they will rally around you, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful, really, where else would you want to be? The biggest small city, the smallest big city in the world.
Big city in the world, amen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, right.
It is also the best little whorehouse in Texas.
And you, of course, live in the life. You're doing Super Ego. You're right. You're still involved in reporting.
I still do nightlife. I still cover nightlife. I cover arts. I cover City Hall. So I'm still like on the ground. Nightlife has always been my main love. So I cover that very much.
And that's why I started doing shows.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And you're living it. You're writing about your life.
I go out way too much for someone my age.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No.
You know, it's like
ain't no such thing.
No way. I'm living my life in reverse. I studied and did all the good things when I was younger. I'm
Oh,
going out like a child. I'm making up for lost
We were going to be a
That's why I'm going to spend my last 20 or 30 years as a woman because I just get a lot more action.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't want to be a man. Fuck that. Forget that. Boring. Oh, yeah.
A little tea from Maria.
Yeah. Mark, M-A-R-K-E at sfbg.com. Please email me anytime. I'm interested in what everybody's doing.
I know, so are we. And we're so glad you took some time out to let us know the
Thank you
going
so
on
much.
in your head and all that stuff.
This is such a good experience to be in a hot seat for once.
And one last thing, look in the camera, through the time portal. You're talking to your younger self. Give yourself advice.
Don't take the...
Don't wear purple. No purple. No purple. It's not good on you.
Bad experience.
You're a winter.
All right.
Thank you.
That's what we're everybody.